Morning.
Morning, Year 7 and Year 6
And anyone else who's
anyone
watching.
else who wants to join us.
Saddos. We thought we'd do place value today.
Yeah.
We don't really like it.
Bit boring,
Bit boring.
but it is incredibly useful
Yeah.
and is in everything when you're using numbers,
It
especially
is.
like money and
Yeah.
things like that.
And I think one of the reasons we don't like teaching it is because it's kind of, to us it's obvious.
Yeah, it's just in our brains.
But we know it's not obvious to everyone, so we're going to try and teach it to you.
And sometimes you can make sillies with it.
And you can make silly mistakes.
Just little sillies.
Yeah.
So we're going to start talking about this.
Yeah, hopefully you've done this at primary school, and we would say, and you may have slightly different headings, but really this is thousands, hundreds, tens, T-E.
Tens.
Some people just put T.
Oh.
Units, some people just put U. And then we didn't really know, it's so long ago since we did tenths, hundreds and thousands that I've just written them as fractions. Tenth, 100th,
I mean, it's easier to understand that.
Yeah.
Because really it's being divided by 10 every time, isn't it? So once
it's 10 times smaller.
You know, this is just getting 10 times smaller, 10 times smaller, 10 times smaller. So it's like 1,000 divided by 10 is 100, 100 divided by 10 is 10. Or 1 divided by 10 is 1 pence.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense.
Decimal point, because of course we've kind of mixed decimals and fractions together, which is always a bit, but there's a decimal point here.
They're friends.
In between the unit and the tenth.
Yeah. So we're going to use our grid. I'm going to give you a random number, and
we're going to write that random
yeah,
number.
I'm just going to give a bit of space here.
A bit of space.
And we're going to write our number here at the bottom, and then you're going to have a go. I think it'd be really good at home if you drew yourself a little table.
Yep.
So just pause us, draw yourself a table.
Get some paper, draw the table.
So we'll just step back just so you can see that.
Do it like this.
Okay, so you must have drawn that table and then you're really enrolling it.
Excellent.
Give me a number, Miss Cheeseman. Okay, so I'm going to give you the number 302.6. So the best place to start is your decimal point.
Yep.
Make sure that you've got that where the decimal point
colour,
is.
so I'm going to put my decimal point there.
There it is. Now, our 6 here is a 0.6, so it's 6 tenths.
So it goes here.
So it goes there.
It's right next door to the decimal.
Right next door to the decimal.
6
We've got 2, that's just 2 single units, the other side of the decimal.
Yep.
Don't miss out the 0, that's needed. Yeah?
Yep.
We've got 0 tens, but we must state that we have 0 tens.
Yeah.
And then we have 3 hundreds. The key thing that we're going to have here is that you're always lining up your decimal points. And if you don't have a decimal point, you need to pop it in or start with your units, I would say. But I would say put in a decimal point.
And when you read this number, 302.6, you can almost just look above 300 and, because you can't say there's no tenths here, so we're just saying and 2 units, 2.6.
A lot of people struggle with saying the numbers. You know, when we say, oh, give me your answer, and they'll go, oh, they'll probably go 302.6 because they don't want to get it wrong. But this really helps you understand where it's at. Once it's in there, you then know how much you've got, rather than being confused by the number given.
Certainly helps if you're looking at really big numbers, like 7,826,422. People don't know how to say those numbers often.
Oh,
what's that?
Oh, I've got smiley faces. I don't know how I got those. So I'm going to go for.
Lots of zeros.
Lots of zeros.
Lots of ands in there.
And if I was to look at that, you might not know how to say that. That's there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of digits that you're seeing. You're definitely seeing that guy.
So I can definitely put that guy there because that's where my decimal point goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then we've got a 0 and then another 0.
So a 0 and a 0 and then the 8.
Yeah. So our 8 is in 1,000.
So what would you say would be the value of this 8?
8,000.
8,000.
Horrible.
Got to have teeth to say it, haven't you?
Bit much, isn't it?
8,000.
Then we've got 4 units, the other side of our decimal.
Yeah.
No tens, no hundreds, and 1,000.
So to say it, we would be saying 1,000 and 4
Yeah. Point. 0, 0, 8. Yeah. It's lovely. Okay. And you can automatically see that this number is bigger than that number because it's got thousands where this one hasn't got any thousands. So it's automatically bigger. We're going to talk about comparing numbers.
Yeah.
Should we do one more or should we just get started?
I think we just get started.
Let's just get started. So, we're going to look at comparing numbers now. I'm going to give you 4 numbers that are going to look quite similar, and I think you should write them down on your piece of paper.
Definitely write these down. Can I draw boxes around them?
Yeah.
So that's a number. That's a number. I don't like commas.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
There we go.
Commas can be a bit confusing when you write numbers.
Right, so we've got
beautiful.
We've got 4 separate numbers
They've all
here.
got 4s in them. And
we've
2s.
All got 4s and 2s, all looking quite similar, all looking quite confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to line them up.
Okay. Do we need to draw the grid?
You can draw the grid.
Couldn't we?
You could draw the grid, but it might
take time.
Yeah, it might take time. But
we
you
can try and do it without a grid. Do it without a grid.
You can have your own grid in a way.
Let's do it without a grid.
So what we want always is our decimal points to be lined up, because then that's how we know that the place value is going to be comparable, because you're going to have all the units in a row, all the hundreds in a row, all the tenths and the hundredths, okay, all in a row together. That's basically you drawing your grid, okay? So
start with this one?
Start with that one, and I'm going to start as we were when we had our grid. I'm going to put in the 0 past that,
and then the 2
there, and then I'm going to put the 4 the other side, okay? Then I've got 4.2, 4, 2 past my decimal,
and a 0
on the other side. And
this one you've got
0 past my decimal, and then I've got 2 and a 4.
Okay.
So you can see how you kind of got your grid here.
You've kind of built your grid from the decimal
point
outwards. Yeah?
That's how you're going to compare. Now this next key step is to make sure that you have a number in every column of your grid.
Okay.
So I'm going to fill in zeros.
Okay.
Zeros have no value.
No, but they are space fillers.
But they are space fillers, okay. I'm not adding any value to my number because I'm just putting a 0 where there was nothing. But it's just to make sure that I know that there's nothing there, okay. So now I can compare my numbers. Now, as we said before, the number is bigger when it has a number higher or a higher number within a column.
If it's got hundreds in it, it's going to be bigger than a number that doesn't have any hundreds in it.
Absolutely. So these ones, if we look in our first column, this one has tens, has 4 tens, 40. The rest of them don't have anything in that column. So this number is the biggest. Now, we're going to talk about 2 words. This is something that really gets people, and I hope I'm spelling them right. Is there a C there, or is there not?
That looks right.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've got ascending and descending. I need to check that C is there.
Oh, I'll go and check for you.
Okay. Check. So, zeros here. So, ascending, descending. Ascending is going from smallest to largest. Okay. So, ascending is small to large. And descending, going down, descending, that is large to small. Okay, so you might want to write down a note there. Small to large, large to small. Okay, so we're going to go in descending order. We're going to go from largest to smallest. So that is the one that I am choosing first. Okay, I'm going to go from large to small. So as we were saying, this one has 4 tens. Okay, when the rest of them don't have any. So this is my largest number. Then we're going to look to our next column. Okay, we've got 440. So this doesn't have any. Is there a C?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good then.
I was just reading the dictionary, it's quite interesting.
Just in case you're bored, guys, in lockdown, read the dictionary. So,
what happened while I was away?
We spoke about the words ascending and descending.
I know we did, that's why I was away.
Yeah, and then we decided that we're going to go from largest to smallest.
Lovely, so we're going to be descending.
We've gone with
first one, that one,
being the largest.
because it's got tens in it and no one else has got anything else.
Absolutely. Now we've moved on to here.
So now I'm comparing.
We've done that one.
So yeah.
So that's done.
So now I'm just comparing these three.
Now these two, as I was just saying, these two have both got 4 units. This one has none, so we know that that one is smaller.
So now we're just looking at these
but
two.
I'm comparing these two.
Okay.
If you've got something the same, you need to move to the next column to then see what's bigger. Okay, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's got 0, and that's got 2. So that one must be bigger. So I'm going to say that that's my number 2.
We've done that one.
We already knew that this one was bigger than that one because it had 4 units and that didn't have any.
Well, if we compare these, this must be the third one.
So that one is the third one, so we've done that, and then we've got the fourth one. Now, if you're doing an exam and it says write these numbers in descending order, then you actually have to do that, and you have to write them as given. Don't say, oh, I've numbered and that's enough. Actually answer the question.
Do you need to take out your noughts or can you leave those in?
You can leave those in.
Okay.
It would be best practice to not have them. And
but you have actually still written the numbers in descending order and they're still correct. So
I've still written them in descending order. If you rewrite them as they're given, that is also completely fine. There is nothing wrong with that. Obviously it's easy for me to go through and remove those extra zeros, but you can write them however you want. Okay? Yep. Really, really important to do this to understand these 2 words.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
to be able to spell them as well.
I think a lot of you can do this, but you lose marks because you write them in ascending order when you're supposed to write them in descending. Or some of you don't even read the question.
Definitely seen that in the mock exam, GCSE. People get it right and then they lose that last mark because they write them wrong.
Yeah. Or, you don't actually even read the question. Sometimes it says order these from smallest to largest and you order them from largest to smallest.
Yep.
Which is,
we've done that one.
Embarrassing.
Shall we do one for everyone to do themselves?
Absolutely. Do you want to
do some numbers?
Yeah, go for it. I like it when they have the same digits.
I know you do.
Because it just throws off those people. And they do tend to do that in the exam. I don't know why.
Because they're mean. Yeah,
true. Examiners are mean. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, I'm going to do another one like that as well.
Oh. Go on, do one more.
One more? Oh.
Sometimes they give 5. Good stuff. So, decimals. We've got 5 numbers.
Yep.
I'm going to just write out those 5 decimals because I know that's my...
Should we give people a moment?
Oh yes, yeah,
a moment.
Sorry.
And Miss Cheeseman's already started it for you. Write out your decimals. Good start.
Make sure you've got those numbers down.
We'll pause.
Yeah, you have a go. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
So where are you going to start? You've done your decimals.
I'm going to start at the beginning.
Just write them out.
I'm going to write them out. So, that's my first one.
Yep.
Done that.
Done that.
And that's a good thing. Tick them off as you go. 1.87. Done that one.
Yeah.
0.1788.
Notice we're leaving nice gaps between the numbers so
I'm being clear.
We don't overjump.
I'm not rushing.
Don't rush.
I'm going to get those marks.
Okay, careful now. 8, 7, 1, 1,
1, 1,
2.
Oh, I've got a new thing going on there. 4 8s there.
Yeah, that's a 0.1. And then all those 8s.
Wow. So, place fillers.
Shall I do that in a slightly lighter colour?
We'll go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to put some zeros here for all of those.
And you're more than welcome to do different colours. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm going to go from there.
Yeah, love it.
Now, there's a box effect going on here, isn't there?
We've got our grid basically. We've got our table that we were looking at. So, start. We're going to go, should we go ascending?
Yeah.
So we want you to go at ascending order. So that means, think back, smallest to largest. Okay, so I'm looking for my smallest number.
Smallest number. So I've got zeros here. So these four are all smaller than this one. So, but then the zeros here. So then this one's out.
So I'm focusing on these three.
On these three. That's a 1, that's an 8, that's a 1. So now I'm focusing on these two.
These two.
And then that's a 7 and that's an 8.
So
that's the smallest one. There.
So that's my smallest.
Okay.
So done that one.
Yeah. So go back again.
Then we go back. So this was the next one.
It was because that was a 1 and that was a 1. 7, 8. So that's the next one. Number 2.
That was 2. Then it was this guy because he's the last one with a 0 in front.
Yep.
So he's the next
Done
one.
That one.
Then we come to these two to compare.
Right,
it's got a 1 there.
It's got a 1 in the tens. That hasn't.
Yeah.
So it must be this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one is number 4, and then that one is number 5. Okay, and then you would write out your answers in order, and that would be writing them in ascending order. When it comes to place value, we've already covered multiplication and subtraction and addition and division, but that is also important. So when we were doing it and we were doing, let's say, 63.7 times by 0.126, it was really important that when you're using column method that you line up from your decimals when you're multiplying,
or when you're adding, or when you're
subtracting. If you're using column method, the column method is actually all about them being in their right place values.
You can get away with multiplying without it, because you can just put the points in afterwards. But with adding and
that was my shoulder.
That was your shoulder again.
Oh god.
Adding and subtracting, definitely line them up.
Yeah.
Without fail.
That's where you're going to go wrong with your place value again. Okay.
Beautiful.
Well done, people. Big things that you need to remember.
You've broken the board.
I don't know what's going on here.
What you've done now.
Big things that you need to remember is your keywords, ascending and descending. Ascending smallest to largest, descending largest to smallest. If you're an online shopper out there, you already know that because you want to see the cheap things first.
You do.
Or maybe that's just me. You've got to be pretty confident. Pretty confident. You're like, I want to see the most expensive things first. I don't know anyone who does that. But there you go. Enjoy, everybody.
Alright, bye then.
See you later.